Okay, this is the fourth in a four-part video series on the 4 types of internal blockers, represented by the acronym FAIL. I've already discussed fear, assumptions, and interpretations. Now we're going to talk about the L in FAIL, limiting beliefs. I'm going to teach you how to identify it and then what you can do to overcome it. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Please hit the bell icon so you can be reminded every time I post a new video, which I do 2 times per week. Please also consider becoming a member at Motivationeer.com. Your membership really supports this channel. Thank you. We're at the final one, the L in FAIL, limiting beliefs. This one is particularly challenging because it is actually hard to define. It is something that we have collected enough evidence to believe it to be true. Something that, if it were true, really limits us from achieving something great. In fact, when we believe that the collection of evidence is in fact true, we're not even going to try the thing. So the best way for me to illustrate it is to use a few examples. And I use these same ones all the time, so if you've ever heard me say this, this will just be a refresher. For example, it's a limiting belief if you were to say, I'm a woman, I could never become president of the United States. Empirically, that sounds like a truth because we've never had a female president of the United States. And yet, if we look across the rest of the globe at all the world leaders of nations that have been women, we will see very quickly it is absolutely possible. But it limits us when we look at something that seems to be with enough evidence true. It's just not really true. Another example, I don't have a PhD, I could never teach at the college level. You may have collected enough evidence from conversations with other professors who didn't have PhDs and couldn't get hired until they did get a PhD, and you start to believe and tell yourself that's really true. So you won't even try. Until you have applied to hundreds of college positions as professor without a PhD, you're not going to know it to be true. Another one is, I don't have a master's in business. I would never be able to run my own company. I don't have a 4-year degree. I can never become the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and so on and so forth. There are literally limitless numbers of limiting beliefs. This is a form of what's known as a cognitive bias. We start thinking something to be true, and then our brain very naturally starts to collect evidence to support what we think this truth is. It's going to always undermine us. So to get into the habit of questioning this, it's going to take this higher level of emotional intelligence where you stop and say, wait a minute, what is this thing I'm telling myself to be true? This belief that I think I have. What could I tell myself instead that is more in line with who I am as a person? So I've kind of blended all the 3 steps, the 2 power questions and your core values really quickly into one little scene here because limiting beliefs can be so hard to detect. Basically, what you want to do is start to question what it is that you believe. If the thing is keeping you from taking the risk, question what that belief is. Don't even spend time saying, where did I get that evidence? Just say, what if it weren't true? Ask yourself, what would I do if I didn't believe that limitation? And what you'll find is your brain will naturally start to kind of visualize what could be if you stopped thinking that way. That will give you a pathway to actually start pursuing it. Okay, this is the end of the 4 types of internal blockers represented by the acronym FAIL: fear, assumptions, interpretations, and limiting beliefs. As you keep watching more and more videos on this YouTube channel, I reference these all the time. They are things that are called internal blockers because they are within our control. They're not happening external to us. They're happening inside our own thinking. When we learn to master, recognize, then master and overcome this negative thinking, these 4 internal blockers will cease to have an effect on our career. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.